Hi, my name is Greg Olsen, and I'm the Director of the New York State Office for Aging. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate Older Americans Month in New York State. This is our time to celebrate the vast and amazing contributions of older New Yorkers to their families and communities, their place of work, the care they provide to loved ones, and the service they give to organizations every day. When Older Americans Month was established in 1963, only 17 million Americans had reached their 65th birthday. About a third of older Americans lived in poverty, and there were very few programs to meet their needs. Interest in older Americans and their concerns was growing. A meeting in April 1963 between President John F. Kennedy and members of the National Council of Senior Citizens led to designating May as Senior Citizens Month, the prelude to Older Americans Month. Historically, Older Americans Month has been a time to acknowledge the contributions of past and current older persons to our country, in particular, those who defended our country. Every president since John Kennedy has issued a formal proclamation during or before the month of May, asking that the entire nation pay tribute in some way to older persons in their communities. Older Americans Month is celebrated across the country through ceremonies, events, fairs, and other activities. In New York, however, we go a step further and we do something very unique. Working with our 59 county offices for the aging partners and the Association on Aging in New York, we honor exceptional individuals nominated by the counties. These are individuals who demonstrate through their actions the spirit of civic engagement, volunteerism, and selflessness. This past November, we honored 94 individuals and will be again recognizing an exceptional group of volunteers this coming November, as we do throughout the year. For decades, older adults have been portrayed as frail, needy, and costly to the health and social service systems, and not valuable. In other words, the message is that older adults take more than they give. This is a huge misnomer, to say the least. Individuals of all ages sometimes need assistance, but older adults as a group consider themselves healthy, remain active and engaged, and are a very important part of the local, regional, state, and national economies, as well as the ability of community organizations to operate. Further, they give a tremendous amount of their time to hundreds of civic groups and organizations that are critical in delivering direct services and supporting local agencies. Older adults are committed to and are improving their communities and helping their neighbors. That is what defines us as New Yorkers. It's what makes us proud to be New Yorkers and to follow in the example that they set. I would like to thank Governor Hochul for her friendship, support, and leadership, and for understanding the value of older New Yorkers to friends, family, and community. I would like to express profound gratitude to those across the state who have served to protect our great nation. In addition to those in active service, 63% of our state's veterans are age 60 or over. Let's pause and pay our respects to those men and women, past and present, who have served and serve in our armed forces, and thank them for their sacrifices defending our way of life and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. The 2023 theme of Older Americans Month is Aging Unbound, an opportunity for all of us to explore diverse aging experiences and discuss how communities can combat stereotypes. Older adults who commit their time to a greater good and a greater cause are very impressive and tell the real story of what's good about people, what's good about New York, and again, how valuable you are to all of those that you touch, to those you serve, to the families and communities and lives you make better. As a group, you commit more than 495 million hours of service, most often to multiple organizations, all for the simple goal of helping others and the desire to make a difference and to give back. You do so without fanfare. You do so not to be thanked or recognized, but you do so because you see a need. You have a passion. You want to give back. You want to stay engaged. You want to make a difference, and you step up time and time again, and you just do it. During one of the most difficult times in our nation's recent history with the COVID pandemic, older adults continued to put themselves at risk to help others by delivering food, preparing meals, providing transportation, working with other community organizations to address the high demand for help. We thank you for that and your ongoing service. What you do matters, who you are matters, and your contributions matter, and that's what makes this celebration so special. Older New Yorkers volunteer for hundreds of community-based organizations and civic groups, and your experience is an asset to all communities. Your giving back comes with exceptional life, family, and work experience, which is applicable regardless of where you serve and apply your talents. Make no mistake about it, older New Yorkers bring enormous intellectual, social, and economic capital to the state of New York. Older New Yorkers and baby boomers make up 65% of all household income generated in New York State. You have very high home ownership rates, are supporting schools, local businesses, support almost 7 million jobs. You are the #1 givers to philanthropy and charity, the largest entrepreneur group, #1 in volunteering, and a huge group supporting tourism. Your skills are endless and your value is well defined. It is so well defined and recognized that states are competing for you because they recognize these varied contributions. Older Americans Month provides an opportunity to demonstrate the true side of aging and not get stuck on artificial numbers that represent age, because the number in how old you are is not what defines you. It's your actions, your passions, your relationships, your commitments, your perseverance, your determination, and your goals that define you. And there's no artificial age or number you can put on that. It is our job to highlight that and put it on display. Regardless of where you come from or what your background is, there's a volunteer opportunity waiting and a life that can be changed for the better. You are indeed a diverse group of individuals. How vast is your reach and how important is your time? Across the state of New York, almost 1 million people over the age of 55 volunteer in their communities. The economic value of that contribution is over $13.8 billion. For most, being older is not about fading away to a 55-plus resort community. It's about continuing to be active and continuing to be engaged, because we all have something we can offer no matter how old we are or what our abilities are. I believe it's vitally important that our next generation grow up valuing service as an opportunity, and that service becomes an intrinsic piece of who they are. You are in fact making this happen by your example through your service to your community. In closing, I would like to quote New York's byline, "Out of many, we are one." It is the founding premise and enduring promise that we inherited from our parents, and the promise of New York that we pass on to our children. Your work makes New York State a better place to live, work, and grow old. I am proud to offer these remarks celebrating Older Americans Month in 2023 and the many older adults serving in their communities every day. All of us at the State Office for the Aging and the county offices around the state thank you and convey how proud we all are of the wonderful example that you set for all of us.